What do you end up doing in Kashi? Like when you go there, because Banaras has become a travel dream for a lot of sadhaks. But I would like to know what someone as advanced as you does there.
Uh, Kashi is something which has changed me in so many ways. As being a Shiv Bhakt and holding on to Shiv, entering Kashi is like home. First of all, it is very, very powerful in its own ways. It is something which is a great reminder that, as I always say, in Kashi, Shiv is very different as compared to Rishikesh. Rishikesh is calm, smooth as easy. When Kashi, when you enter, it is his territory. And when we go to Kashi, we see to it that we go to Manikarnika. We just sit there. We go to Kashi Vishwanath, and Kashi has some of course, Kal Bhairav we go, some very powerful unexplored temples which we go and just sit.
Unexplored.
There are many temples in Kashi which are unexplored, and I'm glad it should be that way. And there are temples that you feel that, yes, it is
a portal.
A portal. It is a portal. Kashi is a portal. And very honest, when you go to Kashi, death is happening very common when you enter the ghats, but you don't feel. I've seen many people going to Manikarnika for the first time and they're saying that it is okay.
Yeah. I went there on Manish Bhai. We actually recorded a vlog.
Beautiful. There. Yeah.
And he had said something very true. He said that when you're standing at the Manikarnika Ghat and seeing all those bodies burn, whatever's inside you will come to your forefront. And that was very true because I saw within my crew itself, one of the guys started joking around a lot. Another guy became very serious. And one other guy became very intimidated. I became very curious there. I had way too many questions like when I was at Manikarnika. And I felt like Manish almost... I feel something which I don't want to say on camera. But you got kind of... But my question is, firstly, should any tourist be going to Manikarnika Ghat? Because it might be too intense an experience for a lot of people.
Thank you so much for this question, because nowadays Manikarnika has become a point where people just go, click photos, make content. I personally believe that, I will tell you our personal experience. This happened 2 times with us. Whenever we went to Manikarnika, we didn't have a head bath after coming back. And 2 times we had a major accident. So it is said in the Shastras also, when you go to a cremation ground, ghar pe jaake nao. So we had the experience. Secondly, Manikarnika, it is still a cremation ground. Though it is not intense like other ghats, it is still intense, and I think that don't go into that territory. Even if you want to go to Manikarnika, go from Kashi Vishwanath behind, look and just leave. And if you're going, then you better have some kavacham or some chanting, because no matter you think, oh, nothing is happening, energies pick up anytime. And if that time you are more emotionally not stable, then it is going to hit you. So I would recommend that please be careful, because nowadays everywhere it's just trending. Without the right knowledge, people just go sit there and trying to look for agoris. Not right.
They're probably not even at Manikarnika.
Yeah, not even. I had a very powerful experience of an agori on the opposite side of Manikarnika. This time I tried looking for him. No. They don't want to be there. It has got so commercialized.
Opposite side as in the non-tourist side.
Non-tourist side, yeah. There used to live a lot of agoris where I met. Very amazing experiences. But now there is nothing there.
Are you talking about the island?
Yeah, the sand, opposite house. When you cross the river.
So there's the ghat, there's the river, and then there's the island.
There used to be actual agoris. And they are shy. They don't come out. They are small huts. They live there. And the night used to come, do their sadhana, collect whatever, do sadhana, sit, and then come back again. But this time, no one. There were shops and all there. So a lot has been changing. But yes, the ghat is there. Few sadhaks do come there on Amavas and do their sadhana, but late night.
How does it feel speaking to an agori?
They don't talk. Whoever I've encountered, they don't talk. We think they are very, very rude. They are not rude. And they are very shy. In fact, they don't like to, not shy, but they don't like to mingle around or waste time. I had a very powerful experience. This happened with us only. We were in Tarapeeth. And I know no one will believe it, but the guy who used to record with us and all of us were shocked. We were at Tarapeet and the Smashan, the body. I told I want to make this because it is just coming, flowing. We sat, and when I entered, there was an Agori who came. And I get very happy and I get excited. I try to hold them. I went running behind. He just looked at me. वो चिता पे उन्होंने हाथ लगाया. And till the time I was running, he turned around, he walked, and next moment gone. Daylight, 12 o'clock. The guy who was holding the camera and Parveen, Anjali and all were there. We were all like, no one could believe, but this has happened. We saw it. And on the other side, they say that there are some authentic Agoris, but they don't want to come in public.
You're talking about the Banaras Island?
About Tarapeet, about Bengal ke aage. That is a very powerful ground. At Banaras, they don't want to come. I think they come only in the night because people are just surrounding there. People are sitting, taking videos. I think it should be like this only. We should not play with nature.
What do you think is the origin story of many of the Agoris that exist in 2024? Because they were probably born in the 70s, 60s. Were they living a normal life before becoming an Agori, or it's different for everyone?
It is very, very different. I had an encounter with an Agori who was very well educated, traveled, very fluently speaking. He got a call, he met his guru. And different lifestyle. He had everything, name, fame, power, everything left. Came into Kapal Sadhana, which is very, very rare. And then never looked. Another Agori I met, only looking, I think he was very, very old. Only looking, I was scared. They have all different stories, but the love for Shiv and Shakti is extreme. Extreme. We are scared of Agoris because an Agor is a person who has left everything in the hands of Divine Mother. Everything, from food till they are Digambaras, they don't wear anything, till lifestyle, everything they eat, whatever they get. If you are in that state where you see everything as Divine Mother, you are an Agor. You don't need to wear ashes, you don't need to wear living modern examples, not modern of course, sorry. That Agor, and then Ramana Maharishi, Thakurji, they also Agor. When that state has come, you are an Agor. But the practices that they do are scary, intimidating, but they are in that state. I had some very beautiful encounters, very blessed. Recent was in Kashi, when that great Agor told me about the Hasta Kali, where she's sitting in the heart and laughing. So he said he had that encounter. Amazing. So we think Kali is only one type. There are different